Hey guys, Jason here for TheChartGuys. Taking a look at the TCG tickers. These are tickers that are voted by members of the community. It's something they want to take a closer look at. So we're checking out 5 names today. We're going to start with AMD. AMD on the daily time frame has my attention because we have a daily defined range with lower highs and higher lows. And really, we get a really nice base of support here established on the daily around 49.09. What I'm really interested in is the hourly action that we're seeing over the past week. So we're going to zoom right in on that. And this is interesting because we've got our big drop right to support. We see an hourly uptrend. We see a change of trend, and we're now in this hourly downside channel that is allowing for some, I'm not going to say unnecessary consolidation, but it is consolidation that is just slightly counter trend to the last trend and overall a daily tightening range. So our RSIs don't really need cooling off, but there is an indecisive aspect to what we are seeing right now. So what we're going to do is watch for this hourly trend to change. We're going to see a trend change by breaking the resistance or support of this trend, and we're also going to look for a trend change, in which case we would have a low or higher low. Now, if we get a trend break, so the bulls take over, get outside of this channel, and then break the most recent resistance, which in this case has been updated to 53.45, we're going to have a channel break. We're also going to have an hourly trend change, and that's going to be bullish for us. We're going to be looking to break a resistance at that point at 54.40, and on the daily time frame, that has us heading back up for a lower high or a breakout test of the ultimate high. We need to break over 56.98. Now, if we continue to the downside, we can just stay inside this nice little channel, or we can see a bear break outside the channel, in which case we've got support at 51.25 and then way down here at 49.09. More likely than not, I would suspect we will see a bull break of this counter trend, looking for a lower high under 54.40. That's the most likely outcome for continuation. Tesla. All right. So Tesla is a little bit of, well, again, it's going bonkers. So let's look at it. Huge breakout day, big volume. The only resistance that we have right now is at all-time highs, 968.99. We're so close to this. We have such great momentum going into the end of the day. I think bulls really want to see this. The only sign of weakness that I really see is the fact that we're so hyper overextended and this 5-minute time frame just broke bear. So minor consolidation on what has otherwise been a rampage for the bulls. Now look at the last few times we've hit these levels for RSI. We're actually highest we've been since last April. Now, last April, we hit our highs and we consolidated for the most part sideways. So that is interesting to see. And keep in mind, RSIs being high does not automatically mean we're going to see major pullback. So we need to keep a close eye on that and be aware of the fact that, you know what, maybe we just go sideways for several days and allow these RSIs to cool off that way. Sideways is consolidation. Now, with that in mind, we do want to see a higher low formed on the hourly time frame. We have not really done that for quite a while. And in fact, $8.79, almost $100, is the last time we had any sort of consolidation on the hourly. Even that is not very strong. EMA 26 test. We have our 4-hour EMA 26 coming up as support. I keep forgetting if this one's 12 or 26, but I know it's 26. We're looking for an hourly higher low over $8.79. So much room to work with. So much of everything going on here. Massive FOMO happening for Tesla and related names. Keep in mind, we do need to see hourly consolidation. Keep in mind, we have seen overbought conditions like this before, and keep in mind how much momentum the bulls have to hit an attempt, a new break at 968.99. The big question is going to be what happens in the rest of after hours and pre-market. What ranges do we establish here that are going to give us a little bit of a base of support? Perhaps we get into hourly EQ with the remaining time that we have left today and early morning tomorrow. If we have a good base of support, bulls have a good opportunity or run at 968.99. But also keep in mind, to the downside, so much room for consolidation, and we're going to expect to see some profit taking early tomorrow, no matter where we open up. That's what happens after that. That's going to get really interesting. Microsoft on the daily time frame. Microsoft has seen less massive upside move compared to Tesla, but it's actually a little bit of a healthier move because we have allowed the bulls so much time to consolidate. They've just broken over top of the recent resistance here. And we look at that at 188.06. We're just over top of that key range of resistance today. If bulls can stay above that, I would expect to see a back test of support and then head for a new high over 190.65. Bulls look really, really well set up for an attempt at that, and I think they want to get that done. Hourly time frame. Here's our higher highs, higher lows, looking really, really good. And we can see how close we are to that 190.65. This is well within the range of capabilities for the bulls to do, as we have seen their strength over the last couple of days. So, best case scenario, we open above hit that 188.06, find it as a support level, and then continue on to the upside for a test of 190.65. Ultimately, it's just going to be about establishing higher lows in the hourly time frame. If we fail to do that, we still have all the way down to 184.44 for those hourly bulls to establish that little bit of support and continue the climb up. If we lose 184.44, we're going to be looking for 4-hour consolidation. That hasn't happened for a long time, but this is where we get different than Tesla. On the 4-hour time frame, we have so much more price action here that has developed our support levels that we have less likelihood of a straight drop down. On Tesla, we see a huge run up. We can have a huge run down just as easily, just as we've seen in Tesla before. Microsoft, a little bit stronger, a lot more room for the bears to work through if they decide to take a turn here. TLRY. TLRY on the daily time frame has a nice little breakout day. Not really seeing substantial follow through because we've got this big upper wick. So the bulls did dominate the day, but we did see profit taking. So the momentum that they have as potential heading into the end of the day is not quite as strong. 1160 is our resist. We also have today's high to worry about 1068, and we're seeing a broadening range between our higher highs and our lower lows, which is not always great for finding a trend. So we'll go to our 4-hour time frame, see if we can get any clarity there. We can't. So that means that we have this overall range that has been establishing, a minor break to new highs, lack of follow through, bears follow through to the downside, and on the hourly time frame, we're getting into overbought conditions with that key resistance at 1068. If we open below 1068 tomorrow, I want to see an immediate test of that. If bulls can get through that, they've got a lot more opportunity for upside. If they do not get through that, it means there is a big wall here that we need to worry about, and then I would be looking for a 4-hour higher low, something over our drop way down here at 908. Such a major amount of room to work with. We can go to the hourly time frame and try and find support. Let's do that. 1021, and then below that we have some support at 987. So it's all about the early morning bulls. Can they get over 1068, or does that act as a major double top on the hourly time frame? USOIL. This one is turning out pretty beautifully. We have a big 4-hour ascending wedge. We saw a run up yesterday. We hit that resistance. We came down. We were watching this chart on the 50-minute time frame looking for that trend change. So here we are grinding our support level. We touch it almost perfectly, but we don't see any signs of strength yet. Even though we have a big bull volume candlestick here, we don't have a trend change until finally we get our higher low and then our higher high. And now we are seeing the opportunity here for the bulls to establish a new break over EMA 12, establish a higher low into a higher high, kicking off the upside cycle inside this 4-hour ascending wedge. Overall, this is still a bearish candlestick, so we got to go through motions and figure out what that resistance would look like, or support would look like. If we see this pattern execute right now on the daily time frame, the most important resistances are going to be 35.91 and ultimately 31.16. If somehow we get an overthrow, let's check out that possibility as well. We can get overthrows. It does happen. We saw that happen in SPY today toward the end of the day. If we see an overthrow, I would see resistance right at 48.64, and then I'm also interested in what happened here on this weekend gap. Resistance at 41.03. So a couple of key levels to watch out for. Let's see what happens with oil over the next 24 hours. I don't know if this will get voted in again, but if you guys like this sort of technical analysis, you want to learn more about understanding price action and support resistance levels and patterns, come check out TheChartGuys.com. Check out the community. We have some great people, and it's just a lot of fun trading this stuff. Anyway, that is it. We will talk to you tomorrow.